You started it. Now can you scale it? Welcome back to 10-Minute Tech Talks, Entrepreneur Boot Camp, where we're taking founders through 3 essential stages of building a company. Start it, scale it, automate it. And I'm Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council and Tech Vibe. And in part 2, Angela Domhoff of Advantage Operations tackles one of the strangest problems in entrepreneurship. Success can actually hurt your company if you're not prepared for it. Say a new contract lands. Demand is going to suddenly jump. Everybody gets excited. And before long, you're hiring people, buying systems, and spending money based on where you hope the business will be in 6 months from now. Angela says, pump the brakes. In Scale It, she explains how entrepreneurs can prepare their operations for growth, protect cash, build repeatable systems, and avoid turning a major opportunity into a major operational headache. The boot camp continues. Let's jump into the conversation with Angela right now.
They don't realize that there are Angelas out there that really know their stuff, and you can bring them in for a fraction of what it would cost to bring a full-time person because you don't need them full-time. And that to me can be just game-changing for a company to do that.
I know a lot of people in fractional leadership, and some of them say, I'm a fractional CEO for 3 companies, and I've been doing the same 3 companies for 5 years. But they love it because I only give them so many hours a month. Their overhead is extremely lean because they're not paying executive benefit packaging.
Absolutely.
So I think it's important. I think it's great. I think the problem is people don't think ahead, especially when you're a startup. You're just like, and I can say this as a startup, I'm like, I have a 5-year plan. I know what I need to do now to get the business where I want it to be.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm already planning of what it's going to look like, where it is, where I want it to be, and what the next step is. A lot of startups don't do that. And I find that a lot of people I've spoken to, a lot of companies I've worked with over the years and currently, their biggest thing is they're not prepared for growth. They grow really rapidly, or they get one contract and it bursts open. The doors burst open. And then they're like, holy crap, do we have to hire 20 more people? Do we have to do this? Do we have to do that? And no, you don't always have to do that. You just have to think about what your ground level foundation is operationally and how to build off that gradually without killing your budget, tanking the business, and then hiring a bunch of people that you're going to have to lay off in 6 months when things level out.
So I'm glad you brought that up because this is the perfect opportunity to talk about, we're in this unique position here where it's like you're an entrepreneur starting something up and you're using your own knowledge in order to start this up. So what's some advice you can give to someone out there that is maybe in the throes of starting something up, or they're thinking about starting up a company? What would be some key operational advice, just some foundational building block kind of things that people could be using?
I would say be realistic.
Yeah.
Be realistic about where your starting point is.
Okay.
If you're like, okay, I want to start a widget business and I want to be a millionaire in 5 years. Okay, that's great. But look at your resources now. And I always say this to people, and a lot of people do it and some people don't put yourself in debt to start a business. You don't have to.
Great point. Dive in on that a little bit more and how we can do that, because I've seen some people just jumping down a rabbit hole and stuff because they're like, oh, if I do this according to my business plan, I'll be doing this in 3 years. It's you think.
And the thing is, when you create a business plan, it's great to have, and it's certainly essential for success. But the problem is, you can't. I always say, you can't plan for the unknown, and you can't anticipate things you can't control.
Okay.
So I'm going to be a millionaire in 5 years. In 6 months, I'm going to have 20 contracts. You can network. You can put yourself out there. You can join associations. You can do all the things you want to do to get that business, but that doesn't mean it's going to come. So don't invest into a 10,000 square foot office suite and pay rent and
I'm gonna fill it one day.
Staff and all this stuff. And then you've got no revenue coming in 6 months because you have a pretty place, but that's not what's important. What's important is what you're putting out into the market, or what problem are you solving? You know, necessity is the mother of invention. Everyone says it. What problem are you solving? And what is out there that may have a gap that you can close? And that's kind of what I see in my business. I'm like, there's a lot of gaps out there I can close.
You're eating your own dog food, right? I love
Someday it'll be caviar, but right now it's dog food.
It's all good, man. It's tasty nonetheless, as far as
And the beauty of entrepreneurship is the freedom of it.
Yeah.
But the terror of entrepreneurship is the freedom of it.
Tell me about the terror of entrepreneurship, because you probably have pretty good stories to tell. And obviously, with working for big organizations, you you've got all the essentials.
Really?
Suddenly it's like you're on your own. You're like, who's going to make my coffee for me in the morning? Oh,
Yeah.
I will.
I've never been to that point. Like, I've never
I
had
know.
someone making my coffee for me. But I think it's just the reality of human nature, the lack of stability.
Of course.
Not everyone is an entrepreneur. Not everyone has the drive to be an entrepreneur. We had this conversation with a couple of colleagues the other day. It's like with COVID, everyone went home. And a lot of people are going back into the office now, and some companies are making people come back because some people are really great. They have flourished because they don't have the water cooler. They don't have people coming into their offices bothering them.
No
Their
politics.
Phone's not ringing off the hook all day. They can actually focus in on their work and do 10 hours of day at home as opposed to 8 hours or 6.5 hours in the office.
Exactly.
And some people are just, a dumpster fire and can't handle it. They'll do their laundry, they'll walk their dog, they'll check one email, and maybe it's too many distractions. So they need the structure of the office.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship is the same thing. You have the structure. The hardest thing about being an entrepreneur for me was going from a structured day to a non-structured day.
I believe it. Yeah. It's
I wake up and I go,
wait, I'm the boss now.
what's on my schedule today? And I went from a job where I had 50 meetings a week to, I can go to these 2 or 3 networking events this week, and there we are. Right. It's just a matter of creating your own parameters and your own schedule and your own discipline.
And recognizing that ahead of time that things are going to change. So.
For sure. And yes, if I want to sleep in on a Tuesday, I can. But at the same time, I know I shouldn't because that sets the tone for my whole day.
There you go.
You've got to have the mentality to go, it's going to be a day where I've got to get stuff done.
Yeah.
And a lot of the big entrepreneurs that are all over social media today say, set yourself 3 goals every day. Don't say, I'm doing 25 things today. No, I give myself 2 solid things every single day that I have to get done.
But focused, right?
But actionable and focused. And I think that's what I do. And the nice thing about my job and what I do and my experience is the acumen I possess and what I'm putting into my business, I'm actually practicing what I preach while I preach it.
There you go. That's what I was talking about. We had this cool moment to hear from somebody that's been very operationalized since day one, now actually taking that step to be an entrepreneur and how an entrepreneur can get those operational standards into place early on.
It's exciting. It's exciting. It's scary because, again, I left a very lucrative role. Luckily, I have benefits through my spouse and I've got support at home, but I still have a mortgage. I still have, I still want to travel. I still have a life I want to live.
Exactly.
And I used to tell my employees all the time, this is your career, but it's not your life. It finances your life. So we expect 200% from you when you're here, but when you're home, live your life. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about being an entrepreneur is you literally have to put a huge pause button on life. I want to go on vacation so bad. I want to go to Europe. I want to do a million things, but I can't do those things right now because I have to build a business so I can have the sustainability to do those things in the future. Yeah. So it requires a lot of discipline. And honestly, some days I don't have it.
You're a human being. You're a human being.
That's but in the grand scope of things, you just have to have the discipline. And I laugh. And anyone who knows me that hears this will say, you've got to have the patience. I am not a patient person.
I guess you got to have patience with yourself and know that you're going to slip from time to time. But then get yourself back in there and get yourself refocused.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, why isn't this happening yet? I've met all these people. I've done all these things. Why isn't it happening yet? Well, it's only been 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Give it a little more time. It's going to be fine.
And give yourself, when you're building a business, give yourself a realistic expectation of time frame.
Entrepreneur Bootcamp lesson number 2, don't let growth outrun your operations. Winning new business doesn't automatically mean you need more people, more office space, or more overhead. Sometimes the smart move is stepping back, examining the workflow, and figuring out how the company you already have can handle more. Build the foundation before you add another floor. That's scale it. And once the business is running smoothly, there's one more irresistible question every entrepreneur is asking right now. What should we automate? And that's where we are heading in part 3 of the Entrepreneur Bootcamp. Automate it. I cannot wait to see you on the next one. This has been Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council and TechVibe.